Hey, welcome to Dreams in Action. I'm your host, C. Orson Brown. I want to give a high five, a fist bump, a shout out to all the listeners tuning into this motivational channel. Hey, go ahead and like this page now and help me continue to walk alongside you as you walk with me as we get this thing rolling to 1,000 or maybe 2,000 or 5,000. Let's just see where it goes. I was one of my favorite songs, rap songs. It reminds me of various things. It was by Eminem. It quotes something like, "You better lose yourself in the moment. You own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow because opportunity comes once in a lifetime." And so that I was thinking about something. I want to encourage those who are on the verge of doing something different. I want you to take the leap. All right, can you say that with me? Just say, take the leap. I'm willing to take the leap. Now, walk with me, ride with me, roll with me. In 2008, I had an amazing opportunity to transition from one branch of the military into another service, which was the Army. And 2008, I had an incredible opportunity to join the place where it's the home of the special ops and the home of the 80 Deuce, the 82nd, and had an amazing opportunity to serve alongside the 82nd Airborne. And here's the thing about the 82nd. When you report to the unit, you are highly encouraged. If you are an officer, if you are an E5, even those who are under E5 status, but if you are a leader above the rank of E4 and above E5, E6, definitely officers, you are highly encouraged. You are highly encouraged to go to airborne school. Now, I'm not afraid of heights. In fact, I enjoy high heights. I can be on a cliff and looking over a cliff and just get excited. It's exhilarating. I'm thinking, how can I rappel off of this cliff? Or how can I rappel from this building or something? I have always been fascinated about heights. So when I had the opportunity to serve with the 82nd, the 80 Deuce, and to go to airborne school, I was excited. I was willing to take the leap, Now, if those who don't go to airborne school, and if you selecting that you don't want to go, well, and they highly recommending that you go, you may find yourself in the midst of a drug deal and being traded, but like Romo. My bad. I'm a Dallas fan. Romo, he's not being traded. All I'm just saying, take us to the championship and the Super Bowl. I digress. And so you're encouraged to go to airborne school. So now it's the summer of 2008, and I am down in Georgia, sweet Georgia, always on my mind. Well, I'm down in Georgia, and Georgia is hot in the summertime. Airborne school. You walk outside your hotel, you walk outside the barracks, you walk outside to your car, you're already soaking wet, sticky, hot, soaking wet. So I'm in airborne school here training. It's a great time. Great time. Doing formations, we run everywhere. You imagine just you in boots, you in full uniform, and you're doing a little run, a little jog, a little shuffle, an airborne shuffle. Every place you go, everywhere you go, people want to know. So you're moving, you're stepping as a formation everywhere. You in those boots and that uniform, and you making your way to training. Now, airborne week, you're sliding, you're learning different techniques, understanding how to do what we call PLS, parachute landing falls. All of these things, you're sliding from this tower, you're jumping from this tower, sliding down, whee, like you zip lining, and then you have to get to a certain area and drop and let go. And you practice your PLF, your parachute landing fall. You go over this over and over and over and over again. Now, to the time where you're really getting ready to jump out, put on the parachute, and get on an airplane, a C-130, and jump out of that plane. Well, here's the thing. I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo that anything over 220 pounds is considered a heavy drop. Now, I was about 230 at the time. And so you fall faster. Your descent rate is falling faster in those, what we call crash 10s. It was the T10s, crash 10s. The chute opens up, it's a round circle, and you're looking up, looking at your canopy, and it brings you down at a certain speed. Now, these parachutes were designed for individuals to be able to get the ground quickly without being a target for the enemy. Now, crash 10s. Now, I want you to pinpoint that. Crash 10s, 220, heavy drop. Still have to take the leap. Now, we're now to the final week of just jumping. You have to make 5 jumps. You have to take the leap 5 times successfully to get those airborne wings and pinned on your chest. But around jump 1, I'm excited. I want to be the first to go out the door. I'm like, sign me up. Who wants to go first? Here I am. I want to get out that door. Now, I'm at the front door. You know, we seated. We're ready to go. The C-130 is making its way down the strip into the air, and we're circling. And we see the lights, the red light, the yellow light. And then they start saying 10 minutes. And then we say back 10 minutes. You know, just circle, let everybody know we got 10 minutes. And when it get down to the last minute before the doors open and you have to stand up and start sliding down to really exit the door, you hear the call, 1 minute. 1 minute, and then they'll shout, outboard personnel stand up, inboard personnel stand up, hook up, and you're sliding now. You're sliding, you're pushing your way to, not pushing your way, you're slowly moving your way to the door. And so I'm moving my way to the door and turning right, tucking my chin, putting my hands on my parachute, and I'm go. You hear it say, go, go, go. You take that leap. Your heart is palpitating. You can feel the adrenaline pumping. It's exciting. In fact, I feel like I'm salivating talking about it. You feel that energy. Your hands are on that parachute like this. Your chin is tucked, and you step a nice, strong step. You don't want to take a weak step. You take a weak step, you find yourself trapped on the door, or, you know, hitting the side of the plane and wondering why, you know, you going another way. But you take a nice, strong step, leap out there, and you find your feet and knees in the breeze. It's a wonderful, beautiful feeling. Now, you're counting 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. The chute opens. You feel this jerk. You're looking up, making sure your canopy, there are no holes in your canopy. You're looking up, no holes in the canopy. You're reaching up to those risings, and now you just feet, knees in the breeze. You're coasting down. You looking at where your marker is on the drop zone, and you just coming on down, leaning, coming on down, leaning, coming on down, making your way to the drop zone. Now, here is the hard part. Remember I said anything over 220 is a heavy drop. So I'm fat, I'm falling, I'm pulling on those rides. I'm pulling them, trying to pull myself, slowing myself down. Now I'm still descending fast. Here it is. I'm close. I'm turned. Here I hit. Bow. Worst pain I've ever felt. Lord. Knees, back, shoulders. I am crashing, hitting the ground, even during my parachute landing fall. Now, by the third jump, my knees ache, my back hurt, my shoulders. In fact, I even suffered a concussion, hitting my head and being drugged on the ground. The parachute just took a wind. So I'm releasing my parachute so it can unhook itself so I can stop being dragged across the ground. Number 4, I hit my head and a concussion so bad. In fact, I was knocked out for about 35 seconds. A soldier standing over top of me saying, "Sir, we were calling your name and you didn't respond." Well, when you have a concussion, you have to be somewhat removed from the drop zone and go to the emergency room. So I'm in the emergency room. I can talk myself out of a wet paper bag. I'm saying, listen, doc, I don't care what you say, what you do. I am fine. I need you to help me help you. I need to get, I don't care if they push me, throw me out. I need to get to that 5th jump so they can pin those wings upon my chest, that I don't leave here as a leg, that I can go home proud knowing that I made airborne school. So we make it to the 5th jump. Still, the landing, 220, heavy drop, took the leap. Still, that landing was horrible, horrible. Knee, back, shoulders, head, concussion. Mind you, I graduated. Beautiful thing to be able to get those wings pinned on your chest. Now make it back to the Unit 82nd. Great opportunity to serve along some amazing, remarkable people. Great time of my life. Now mind you, every 90 days, you are obligated to get on that bird and jump. Now you have to understand, I enjoy heights, I enjoy jumping out of planes, I love it, but it is the landing that's difficult for individuals that's 220 and above. But still, I had to make the leap, to take the leap. Now, a year ago, we're called to deploy. Someone has never been as happy as I was to have the opportunity to leave jump status. We're still on jump status, but to deploy knowing that I am saved from jumping out of a plane with those crash 10s, those T10s for a season. But we make it back. We still have to jump. We spend almost a year, 12 months overseas, deployed. We make it back. Within a certain time frame, you have to jump. My mind is still reflecting upon the pain, the back injuries, the knee scrapes, the being drugged upon the ground. Every jump has been terrifying. Every jump has been an increasing status of pain that in my mind now, I'm thinking, this is not the life for me. This has been horrible. I'm in my mind praying to the God of all creation. Lord God, I thought you loved thee. This is painful. Here it is. I get another opportunity, amazing opportunity to leave the 80 Deuce and transition into another remarkable organization where we no longer use those T10s, but we use what we call the MC-6. Now, let me tell you something about these remarkable parachutes. We don't jump all the time from a C-130, or we jump from a Chinook. We walk actually outside the back of a Chinook and you just walk off the cliff. Amazing, beautiful. Or you perhaps can be sitting down in a helo and you just leap off. Great opportunities. Or you may be in the C-130 and you jump out. Beautiful opportunity. But mind you, the first jump in my mind was still troubled. In my mind was still reflecting upon the pain and the injuries that I had endured all of these jumps up until this moment, even knowing that we're jumping from this MC-6. The fear of walking to the door was terrifying, not because of the heights, but in my mind, how am I going to land? So, but still, I find myself with these amazing group of guys in that Chinook, totally different experience, where I had an opportunity to just walk outside the Chinook and just walk off the cliff. Hooked up as I'm jumping out, chin on chest, head tucked. I feel this jerk, poof! The chute pops open. I'm looking up, making sure that my canopy is great. Now, there's this wide canopy, this box-like canopy All I had to do now is look up on the horizons and pull down what we call toggles. This was amazing. Now, when you pull the toggles, you can pull the toggle to the right. Guess what happens? Yes, your chute leans to the right. You can pull those toggles to the left. What happens? Lean with me. That chute leans to the left. And if you just pull it hard, you find yourself circling. So we having so much fun in the air. Now, when I'm pulling the toggle, all I'm doing is now looking at the drop zone, seeing where the team is going. And I'm just, coasting to the right. Woo! Feet, knees in the breeze. Going to the left. Woo! Feet, knees in the breeze. You're like a big kid in me all over again. Woo! Feet, knees in the breeze, baby. It's a great experience taking the leap. Now, in my mind, I'm still thinking, how is this landing going to be? Now, I remember the instructions that all you have to do with this chute is you turn your toggles and you turn that chute to the wind. And when you turn to the wind, that wind goes up into your chute and it acts as a brake. Ooh, I said, let me try this. Now, how do you find the wind? On the drop zone, you can see where the smoke is blowing. They pop smoke down there. You can watch and see where the smoke is blowing, and you face where the smoke is blowing. Hey, turn that way. That's where the wind is blowing. And so I did it. As I was turning to the wind, I can feel the parachute pulling and braking to the place where I began to land, and I landed standing and started walking a little bit and thought, oh, snap. Oh, let me just fall down. It was the saving grace to be able to jump with these amazing group of guys taking the leap. As I begin to think about this thing about taking the leap, life doesn't happen, or life happens to us over a season, a period of time, that often we have taken the leap in life since we were kids, and we learned how to become afraid. We have had some failures. We have had some troubles. We have had experienced some heartbreaks. We have experienced all kinds of things. And so now, instead of taking the leap, we find ourselves afraid. We find ourselves fearful. We find ourselves in this trepidation that we are blocking our own blessings. We're stopping ourselves because we're still repeating the same patterns of dysfunction, or holding ourselves up because of something has happened in the past, instead of taking the leap of opportunities. I want to encourage you. Whatever has happened in your life, whatever has transpired in your life, whatever things that you have faced, I want you to make an assessment. Number one, I want you to go to therapy. I highly recommend you go to therapy. I also recommend that you begin to write, you begin to reflect, you begin to bleed this thing out of you, so you're no longer taking this same fear over into the next opportunity. I want you to be afraid and still take the leap. I remember being in the Marine Corps, that we were told that courage is not the opposite of fear. Courage is being afraid and yet still doing it anyway. I want to encourage you tonight. It's late here in Hawaii. I just got off a plane and came in and thought I just wanted to share tonight. It may be morning where you are, afternoon, but I want to encourage you to look at your life, evaluate your life, and take the leap. Often we think we have so much time left. We really don't. I don't know how much time I have left. I would like, in the words of Dr. King, I really would love to live a long life. And one of my favorite characters or individuals is John Morton Finney, who lived to be 108 years old, and 107, 108 years old. And when he died, he had 11 degrees. He lived. He was a Buffalo soldier. He was a teacher, educator. He taught himself mathematics, several languages, and he was even a practicing attorney until he was 102 years old, one of the longest practicing attorneys ever. I love to live until I'm 108 years old in my right mind, to be able to travel 100 countries, to be able to explore different opportunities, to finish my to do the PhD and to perhaps do other things in life to impact people at a greater capacity. But tomorrow is not promised. How do you begin to live your life today? If you knew the date, the time, the hour when your moment was going to come, when the final trumpets resound and you stand before your Creator, how would you live now? How would you live in the present? How would you make decisions about your life instead of being fearful, instead of being hesitant, instead of causing pain upon everyone else's life, making everyone else suffer because of what has happened in the past? How would you live freely to take the leap of discovery of what you have to offer to the world? And I digress. Listen, I encourage you, beloved, I encourage you to find that thing in you that's inspirational, which is you. And take the leap. Take the leap of life. Hey, thank you for joining me. Again, it's nighttime where I am, wherever you are. It's morning time, afternoon, or just it's a good day. And so thank you for sharing. Go ahead and like, subscribe, continue to share. Roll with me, ride with me, rock with me. Hey, you take care. I'm C. Orson Brown, and this is Dreams in Action. Take care.